Hey guys, well, good morning and welcome to the stream. So I was working on a piece last night and just putting some final touches on it, and so just all is loaded up here just to show for those of you who weren't awake last night. Let's just see what I've been working on. So this is a piece that I had intentionally intended for it to be for one of the stretch goals for my Indiegogo campaign, which just wrapped up. So I wanted to finish it out. So this is what is the final product. I wanted to do a piece on. I just had an idea for doing a piece on my characters, the panda courier, the gal who's riding the bike, and some of the panda characters. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, so this is my new book. The Panda is Still Fat is available now on Amazon, but for those who backed my Indiegogo campaign, there'll be some extra perks included to sweeten that pot. So I learned a lot from doing my Indiegogo campaign, and some things I could have done better, some things that I did pretty good. So we raised about 75%. So not a fully funded goal success, but nevertheless we were able to at least collect the funds that were already sent. So thank you for your support for those who were able to contribute. So, but it gives me ideas for what to do next for the next campaign. So this is also the first book. The Panda is Fat. It's a book of collection of haikus, and Panda is Still Fat. So sorry for it blowing out because of the balance of the camera, but it's a collection of illustrations with a haiku paired on the other side. There's a couple full page spreads too for the Panda is Fat, and here is one of the spreads for Panda is Still Fat. Let me see if I can bring it out a little bit. I might have to actually bring up my camera settings to make sure it reads okay. So actually, here we can do this. We can do this and turn down the brightness a little bit. Or actually, I think I need to adjust the exposure. Oh, here we go. Yeah, exposure. So this is one of the full page spreads in the book. It's like one of the scenes from the kind of inspired by some of the traditional Chinese mountain paintings, except done with digital, of course, because I don't have the digital paintings. So I'm just gonna work on. I'm getting back into doing some commissions for a private commission here. So I'm just gonna skip over. So this individual is wanting me. I won't reveal her name, but it is for. I just want to look up the details here just to make sure I don't misquote it. Let's see. Yeah, so it's for her boyfriend. So I'm just going to do a rough in Photoshop. This won't be a very long stream, mostly because I got some other things to do off camera that won't be as interesting to watch as doing a stream. So she wants me to draw him in this outfit. Probably should have asked to see if she was wanting to do a given pose, but he's got some pretty pretty cool hair. Hopefully yeah, maybe I should. Let me just go to OBS here for a second. Yeah, so I'll have some new content coming up. One is going to be a video about me switching to my PC, and I'll actually show. I documented most of the process of it, and I think I was recommended by a friend to make it into a video and post something clickbaity like, why an artist switches to a PC. Why is this artist is switching to a PC, and but it was interesting just going through the process of building it. I just think there's just something really valuable about learning how to build something from scratch. Not that I was building my own silicone chips, but just the process of working with your hands, I think it's essential as an artist. I think just getting your hands not dirty because it's computer stuff, but to be able to learn and about what you're trying to, learn about the tools that you use. Let me try doing this. Hopefully this doesn't feel too weird. But like I said, like building a computer for me was, one is for performance, because I wouldn't be able to do this right now on my MacBook. I wouldn't be able to stream right now as I'm doing. The drawing is pretty smooth. I haven't really experienced too many latency issues. For the most part, I also didn't. I think the only thing that I've noticed that where there's a little bit of a lag is is doing like a smudge tool in a really large area. And actually, let me just check here. And it seems like my fan's not, my heatsink doesn't seem to be like revving too hard. I kind of heard just a whirring just now, and maybe it's has to do with more so with the computer writing to my hard drive. There are certain things I do miss about the Mac, in terms of just some of the shortcuts in the workflow. I think there's some things that would be advantageous to having a Mac with, but I'm still on. The jury's out for me as to whether or not that's just me not being used to working with the Mac for so long. And I had like a Dell laptop before I switched to a MacBook Pro, and I would say the MacBook Pro is definitely a much better laptop than Dell. there's no debate about that. But me wanting to get into more video content with streaming and video editing, it's going to require more than a laptop. And I think just the form factor of a laptop is just, I was hitting the limitations with my MacBook Pro. And I've had it for like 11 years, so it had a good run. But I think I don't know if I broke something, but it just felt like, yeah, it would just randomly shut down. It would just not work anymore. It would just do it so without warning, even though I've worked on massive files in the past and sent it in, and they couldn't figure it out. I paid another $600 for that, so that's money is gone. I won't get that back. So after a while, I was just like, you know what, maybe it's just better if I just go with something like a CPU, or like a higher end machine that's going to be built pretty strong, that will last me for another few years, but that I can also upgrade as well. So I'm also teaching a class on Animation Mentor, on visual development. So it's an intro class about design and drawing fundamentals. So if you're a beginner and you want to improve in your skills, or if you're a little bit more polished and you want to try to get some more refinement in your designs, feel free to sign up for the class. I'll put the link in the description. But it's the next course is, we're winding up this session, I believe. Next week will be the last session, and then there's a week break, and then after that will be another. We'll have another session. So feel free to sign up for that if you can. Go to Animation Mentor or just Google my name with Animation Mentor, and you'll see the workshop listed there. And it's a good course, so hopefully you guys will find, if you guys are looking to improve your art skills, go and sign up. When I first was becoming an artist, I wanted to do animation because I was too scared to be a good drawer. That's why I also didn't apply to art school, because I didn't think I was good enough to do art, which is silly now just to think about it. But I wasn't confident in my skills enough to. Yeah, I'm just noodling on this. I wasn't confident in my skills to really pursue art, and so that hampered me. And so I want to also provide a resource for those who are maybe in a similar position, or similar, feel similar, where they're maybe feeling a little bit tepid, or not tepid, but feeling a little bit down on their art. They're feeling stuck, and hopefully maybe I can provide a little push for them, a little way for them to kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel in terms of what they can do to improve their art. Because a lot of times we do our art by ourselves. We're not able to get an accurate reading about our own, an honest assessment of our art, and it definitely helps to get others' input into it, especially with people with those who've been there before. So trying to figure out how to do this part here, because it's looking a little bit weird. Speaking of getting an honest and fresh take on your art, I can kind of use one right now, but it's okay. Just work through it. So I put a shortcut there to also help me with getting a fresh look. It really helps to just flip the page. If you're working in traditional, it helps to do that. And then also just to do some tweaks here and there. Kind of having an interesting time with this pose because I never really posed my guys doing flex like this. So I'm just going to color this in watercolor, but right now I'm just doing the composition so that I'm not blindly going about it. So which is why I charge a little bit more, just because this is every piece is a reflection of yourself, and so it's in some ways every piece is like a portfolio piece, and you kind of have to just treat it that way. There's no taking a day off with your art. You should put out your best work when you can, as much as possible. Sometimes things happen for sure, but that's all about being professional. And I had to learn that for myself the hard way many times. I think we could go like this. I don't know. I'm always tweaking stuff. It doesn't come to me as easily as I would like it. But it comes with practice. You just, as soon as you learn one skill set and one way of doing things, it changes. Or maybe I should have the tank top go up. That feels like a weird shape. I was trying to get a little cute here. Maybe I shouldn't make him so buff. I mean, it's not like this guy is. Not to diss this guy, but he's not the most defined individual.
He does have a pretty sweet crop top though.
Yeah, so we're about 20 minutes. Probably just going to wrap this up. But thank you to the one person who's watching right now. Really appreciate it. We keep doing. I'll keep doing this until no matter how many people are watching, and it's fun for me because it's challenging having to draw and talk at the same time, but also be comfortable enough with not having quite as a polished production. It's like I don't need to have everything perfect. I'm not like these other YouTube channels that kind of have everything together, and that's fine. I think that's the charm of YouTube. Let's give him more of a, make it a little bit higher. There we go. Okay, well, we're gonna call that it for this or mid-afternoon stream. So we're, I'm based over in the West Coast, so this is, this is what I'm trying to do. Trying to build a community around YouTube, around the Pandas. So feel free to check out the shorts in my YouTube channel. So subscribe, and if you like what you see, feel free to subscribe and to follow, and feel free to message me about any content you want to see, or comments. Feedback is welcome, and we'll see you guys see you guys at the next stream. I might do some drawing later tonight just to wind down, but I'm just trying to end the stream. But I appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time.